Just in general, I work in adolescent counseling, so I work with teenagers that have, you know, life struggles and everything, and I'll bring in my drum kit and I'll ask them, look, go ahead, sit down and see what you got, and they'll just freeze, you know.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of when I first got on the drum kit, and I was terrified until I actually heard the sound of a snare and a cymbal, and then eventually I got comfortable. So it's hard just to face an instrument, something you don't know, you know, for anyone.
So we got to give this guy Brandon props then, right? This is some real deal stuff. This is the power of passion and overcoming any limitations, right? I mean,
yeah, testament to what we do. Is you know, it is passion. That's the word. You know, like it should drive you through everything, adversity and your victories. So to see him do what he does to the level that he's doing it, man, I don't think there's anybody that would meet him and not want to go try something. You know, it doesn't matter whether it's musical or athletic or whatever, you know. And that's kind of why we're here. We're here to show the love, because look how many people are already here.
Absolutely.
You know, everyone's found that inspiration through many facets, and Brandon is crazy awesome.
What would you say collaboratively was the push behind this film? I mean, we all know positivity and inspiring others.
It was this guy right there, Sean.
Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
He's the reason I got involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can Sean step in? He can step in. Yeah. Sean, I was just asking him, like, what was really the push to actually, you know, get this project going, and besides, you know, we all know motivation and showing, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got a call. I was on set for another show, and I got the call from Sebastian, and he was like, "We got this project," and I remember I was super in the middle of stuff, and I was like, "What is it? What?" And he started telling me about it, and I was like, "Man, that sounds really cool." And then I was like, I don't know, I'm so busy, and I was like, I got to get involved with that. And I called this guy, and it just was too cool of a thing to not be involved in. He and I talked about it for a while.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been involved if it wasn't for Sean. He came to me, he's like, this is a film you need to get involved with, it's really great. I saw a cut and I immediately signed on. So he was right.
It just was like, I was just moved by it so heavily, and we've been working on it for a really long time, and it just kind of grew and changed, and you're always kind of tweaking it and pushing it forward. And
what would you say was the most difficult thing, like, you know, going through the production, completion of everything?
I mean, I think it was just like, there was so much. Sebastian had been following him for so long. It was kind of like, there was a lot of stuff. The story could have gone in a lot of ways, and, and I think it was just kind of like shaping it into, you know, what is it? Because it's so many great things going in so many directions. I think that just making it, taking all these years of stuff and making it into a
clear for people to be able to receive the message that you guys are trying to portray. Understandable.
I think so.
They did a great job. And I was raised by a handicapped father too, so my dad has polio, so I connected with the fact of his struggle and what he had to go through to sort of overcome his disability. So it really meant a lot to me.
Okay, we already know that you chose something, you wanted to pursue it, right? Which was the guitar. And was that based off of being intrigued by the band Korn, or did something else happen?
Well, no, I always wanted to play guitar since I was like 4. And my grandparents shunned me away from it. They said, oh no, you'll never be able to play an instrument. Some doctor told them, it would just be a heartbreak. So they pushed me away from it. And it wasn't until I found out about the band Korn and how Monkey, my mentor, had cut the tip of his left index finger off and rehabbed his hand to play the instrument. That gave me the inspiration to rehab my hand and play the instrument. I went to my grandparents and I said, look, he did it.
I can do it
so
too.
Can I. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, question for you, because we all have thoughts that occur when we're trying to push through something. What would you say was the most frustrating or challenging thought or moment in time when you were trying to learn or trying to rehabilitate and then learn, whatever is more appropriate to what you feel?
The hardest part for me was finding that workaround to make the guitar work for me. Once I was able to do that, and I used open down tunings on my guitar. That's why I can play the chords the way I do without having to be so complicated. Right. But then I can focus on songwriting, and that's what it's all about, right?
Right,
so
right.
The most struggling part about it was finding that workaround. But once you find the workaround, it's all gravy.
So you literally became one with the instrument.
Yes.
I love it.
Well, I think in Brandon's case, I was kind of telling the other gentleman over here, being in a band is hard enough with all the the infighting and the egos and things that play.
Right.
Which I know firsthand how that goes. So I mean, to deal with all that and the disability he's been faced with, and it's another insurmountable obstacle. It's really impressive to see, because he's always been a great guy, had a good attitude.
Yeah.
I've known him for a few years now, and he's just got so much drive. It inspires me even. So my band's been there and done that and done some things, and I'm sitting there going, man,
I gotta try harder. I gotta do more, right?
Seriously, yeah.
So you guys are obviously excited to watch the film because of its pivotal just message that it's sending out to the masses, right?
Well, you know what? Yes, it's a super positive message. We've seen the film twice already.
Oh wow!
So we had a private screening at our home the first time, and then we went out to another screening last year.
Yes.
And they're very close friends of mine.
Wedding anniversary.
It was on our wedding anniversary.
Sweet. Yeah.
After dinner, we went there, right?
Yeah, we went to Beauty in Essex, and then we ran and we made the viewing.
Yeah, but Sebastian is, we are, yes, thank you. We try to be.
You can feel the vibes.
So Sebastian's a great friend of ours. Brandon's been a friend of mine since I moved out to California about 3.5 years ago. So we're just big supporters of the music and of awesome stories, and stuff that, like, he overcame against overwhelming odds. That's something that we can all, learn from and move forward and change our lives for the better. So this is such a cool movie involving music, passion and determination and drive, and that's stuff that I love.
Absolutely.
I am here, well, I mean, first I was invited, but I'm also here to support the beauty and the passion of music, and Brandon's story is wonderful. I've been in a bunch of bands my entire life. I toured a bunch. I was in this band Snot. I was in a band called Head PE, Amen, Seven Dust, Ugly Kid Joe. I've played in all these bands. And I'm in recovery. I've been clean and sober for 17 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So you understand the power of the mind. Absolutely.
Yeah. And so now I'm in an organization called Rock to Recovery. We go into treatment centers. We work with wounded veterans directly with the Air Force, wounded warriors.
Wow.
And eating disorders, mental health stuff. And we actually help people with music. It's not traditional music therapy. We actually write songs with people that aren't musicians. So we compose music. We get them playing and performing and singing together, and we record the songs and put them on SoundCloud.
Well, yeah, Seb and I work on videos for our company, Rock to Recovery. So we're used to just, cutting jokes and cutting videos and doing all that. And then it's nice to see him in the driver's seat, being the director, and I'm really excited for him. I'm so proud of him. I personally work with probably 250 people a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Wow.
We do nonprofit work at the VA hospital. I work with teenagers just coming out of psych wards who just got their shoelaces back because they were in observation rooms.
Yes.
Right? They got something to say. It's so awesome to see. I don't know, just to see the effects of music bring people down to a place where their anxiety disappears. Because if our anxiety can disappear and our depression can kind of be brought down in a natural way, we stand a much better chance of not making impulsive decisions. And that's what puts most people into treatment.
It's the lack of equilibrium, right?
Yeah.
So, yes.
It's my first time seeing the film, which is cool because I'm going to have the experience in the theater and do that jazz. So yeah, it's I'm really excited to see it. And I literally found out last night about it, and I was supposed to be in Australia, and I changed my flights because I have to finish my sophomore album. And blah, 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 blah,
Go
blah.
you.
Boom, here we are. Just came from the gym down the street, took a shower, put on some clean clothes. Here we are.
Here we are. So
Yeah.
motivation is key, and keeping up with whatever you need to do is key. And
Absolutely.
I mean, what can we say about Brandon?
I mean, he's amazing. I've known him for I think about 6 years. I've been watching him play shows, and I remember seeing him open up for a band at the Roxy, and I didn't even remember who the headliner was. And like his.
I'm sorry, you said you saw him playing?
I saw him playing, and I just remember being like, wow, that guy's so inspirational. And
is this, sorry to interrupt, is this prior to you knowing what was going? This is when you first met him?
Yeah. So you know, it's just, I think the raising of awareness of CB and kind of and everything that he's doing, like, and how music is so inspiring to him, and how, you know, to me it's just like, you know, I kind of take, we can all have we can all take for granted what we have, especially as performers and artists, and it's really a beautiful thing that they're doing, and kind of like using this platform and using this art form to kind of shine a light on it, and yeah, so I want to come support my homeboy. And
absolutely, and bring the good vibes.
That's right. It's all the good things.
It's all the good things.
It's all love.
Did you see Brandon or find Brandon and then become inspired by him, or were you already creating this idea and then found Brandon and wanted him in the movie to support what you were already researching or creating?
He is my inspiration. So we were actually friends for 10 years before we started this project together. Mm-hmm. You may have noticed with the accent, I was born in France. I moved to California 15 years ago, and he moved himself from small town Illinois to capital of the entertainment world, Los Angeles, California, the exact same month.
Oh wow.
Within the first week of me moving here and him moving here, we met each other at a Korn concert, and we just became friends right away. And 10 years deep into our friendship, I was like, I'm a filmmaker and I'm looking for a great story, but the story has been under my nose this whole time. Your entire life is so inspirational and so amazing on so many levels. I need to stop absolutely everything that I'm doing in life and in business.
Wow.
And I'm going to grab my gear, I'm going to follow you around every day for the next 3 years, and we're going to document everything that's going on in your life right now and go back in time and tell what has happened in the last 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
Here we are today.
Fate.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a good thing. I mean, I feel like, you know, having the friendship with him allows you to kind of soak in all the intricacies of his personality, of his day-to-day, right? So
yeah, it really started as two friends and a camera, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That was really the basis of it. We could have gone all out and do big production or whatever, but if you really want the viewer to feel like they're a part of the story and they're walking or limping beside him, it needs to be super, super small. So it's really a friendship that has evolved and turned into this Beverly Hills, LA red carpet premiere documentary.
Well, they say the truth always prevails, and you guys had that true friendship and that true love, so I have no doubt that the film's going to be phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
So my reason for coming tonight is I'm a big fan of the film, you know, and I recently went through an accident where I was nearly killed. You know, my head was split open, leg was broken in 2 places.
Oh my.
And I love the film. I'd seen the film before the accident happened to me 2 months ago. It's 2 months ago tonight that I was nearly killed on Franklin Avenue here in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And so they told me I was a miracle to survive. And I look at the feeling in this movie with Brendan, who has overcome so many adversities in his life and had that goal. He decided he wanted to play guitar. And it's such a beautiful story to go through the things he went through, the bullying, the people misunderstanding him. But having that goal and that vision and that personal inner strength that he has makes it a very special film. And the guys in Korn, you can just see their character. They've been my friends for years, you know, since I started showing them on TV back in the 90s on MTV, and I have a long friendship and relationship with them.
Right.
And they are people with very, very big hearts and kind hearts, so their role in this film is very, very important and endearing as well. So I found this film to be very cathartic, I think, and I think people will really relate to it. It's a beautifully done
Beautifully
film.
Close to your heart. I mean, like family, right?
Yeah,
so.
It's very, very great. And then Sebastian, who directed it, is such an amazing cinematographer. He's a really brilliant guy, and it's stunningly shot. So I'm psyched to see it on the big screen because I only saw it on, you know, my TV at home.
Right.
So.
This is James from Korn. No introduction needed, but we're going to go ahead and do it because he's phenomenal. Brandon did say that, you know, you were an inspiration to him, a huge inspiration to him. I'd like to know how he was inspiring to you along the way.
Man, I'll tell you one word: his courage. His courage, like that perseverance has been inspiring. I mean, and it should be, because the odds that he was up against to make it, like here tonight, is just really incredible. So I think that's a test. That shows, you know, that he wasn't going to let anybody or anything get in his way. He's going to push right through every obstacle, no matter how big or small they were. He was going to make his dream come true. And when you see him, he's such a sweet kid.
Super sweet.
And then you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Like you see it in his eyes when he's talking to you, or just the humility, just the gratefulness that he has about himself. And you know, his grandmother, his grandfather, God rest his soul, and his mom, it's a test to show you what good people they are. You know, that they supported him, you know, no matter what. So
despite the other things going on around him.
Yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like how you're raised, you know, how the lessons that people are teaching you when you grow up.
Yeah.
Not all of them are, for me, you know, not all of them were always good lessons.
Or true to you, right?
Yeah, they were true to me and they resonated with me. Or even if they weren't good, it was like, okay, you know, at least I
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, just kind of move through it.
Right.